So let's start now. Good afternoon. I was not expecting that in this extreme heat condition, you people would be coming. But you have come. It's really extreme this year, entirely new experience. And some of you have been living in Delhi because you are from DU, so you might have realized this also. This year's summer is really very horrible. And as you know, today's session is on history optional subject, right? But this is not a general session about history optional subject. Rather, this is specific. What is specific about it? This session is on how to prepare history optional subject rather than about history optional subject. I hope you understand my point. Okay? And under the theme, how to prepare for the history optional subject, my whole focus would be how to prepare in a brilliant manner so that you can obtain 300 plus marks. And hence this title, History Optional, how to prepare for 300 plus marks. All right? Now 300 plus marks, this is one important target in order to qualify the Civil Services Exam. I think, you know, optional subject plays a very significant role in qualifying. But optional subject would play a significant role only when you obtain about 300 or 300 plus marks. Is it okay? I would like to tell you one thing. It's very interesting also. There are three categories of civil services aspirants having history optional subject. Okay? Listen to me carefully. The first category is that studies history. Okay? They just build up general knowledge of history. In fact, this is no preparation at all. And this category is never in the race. It is completely meaningless. Let's talk about the second category. The second category is the category that prepares, that doesn't study, that prepares history for the Civil Services Exam. Okay? But the problem here is that preparation is general. And since preparation is general, so though it is slightly meaningful, but eventually this also does not play any role because this category also ends up, you can say, getting around 200 marks. And if you get around 200 marks in history optional subject, or for that matter, any optional subject, there's not going to play any role in your overall selection. I hope you understand. And let's talk about the third category now. The third category is the category that prepares, but in a specific way, not in general way. I would say in brilliant way. And what is the brilliant way? In consonance with the pattern of the question. They prepare what occurs as a question. Naturally, in this case, they are in a position to answer those questions in a brilliant way. They get good marks. They eventually reach this level, 300 plus marks. So you are supposed to fall under the third category. You are supposed to be the part of the third category. Only then you stand a chance to become a civil servant. This is the truth. Okay? Today's whole session would be revolving around how to make a brilliant preparation so that you can obtain about 300 marks. All right? When I use the term brilliant preparation, and I have defined this, brilliant preparation simply means here preparation in tune with or in consonance with the demand of the question. The same thing you have done in your graduation, the same thing you have done in your school days, If in school days you got very good marks, it was because of that. In college days, if you have got very good marks, that was because of that. You will have to focus the questions or a standard of the question or the pattern of the question. If you prepare anything, that will not yield good result. All right? And brilliant preparation is based on 5 pillars. 5. You can also say that brilliant preparation revolves around these 5 pillars. Or there are 5 aspects or 5 dimensions of a brilliant preparation. And these 5 pillars, or if you can use the word aspect or dimensions, are number 1, the trend. Number 2, issues for the exam. Number 3, PYQ, that is past year questions. Number 4, answer formatting or answer writing. And number 5, map. Maybe you haven't got it very well. In fact, I have to elaborate upon these 5 one by one in this session. Then we will get the whole idea, right? And I will be elaborating with certain examples as well. But I will be picking up very popular example, what normally you understand. Even if you have done some GS part. So, as you know, all history is there in GS. So a little bit of GS preparation will also help you understand those exams. You don't have to worry for that. Is it all right? Finally, I would be saying that our whole discussion revolves around these 5 pillars or these 5 aspects or these 5 dimensions. And the first one is the trends. See, what does it mean when I use the term trend? History is full of events. Rather, I would be saying that events constitute a hallmark of history. You study ancient Indian history, you find so many events are there. You talk about Indus Valley civilization, that represent an event. You talk about Vedic culture, that represent an event. You talk about rise of Mauryas, that represent an event. Similarly, in all sections, you talk about revolt of 1857, that is an event. You talk about Indian national movement, that is an event. Rise of Mahatma Gandhi is an event. Even in world history, Russian Revolution is an event. French Revolution is an event. Growth of imperialism and colonialism is an event. Fascist counter-revolution is an event. So what I want to say is that history is full of events. And these events have been defined as topics or subtopics. Sometimes you'll find that the whole topic represents one big event. Sometimes you'll find within a big event you have sub-events also. They represent subtopics. Is it fine? Since history is full of events, and in all sections of history, ancient Indian history, medieval Indian history, modern Indian history, and modern world history, there's so many events. So one requirement becomes very, very significant. That is what we call trends. Trend simply means the development, the progress, the course of the event. And why there is a need to focus on trends? There are 2 advantages. First advantage is that if you have proper idea of the trend, it creates proper understanding of the whole topic. You cannot understand the whole topic in a big way if you're not aware of the trends. So first advantage of this is for proper understanding. Okay? And the second advantage, that is still a greater advantage, is for addressing questions in the exam. For addressing questions. You will find that if you study the standard of the questions here in history optional, in the civil service exam, you will find that so many questions that have occurred and that would be occurring also in future, they are related to trend. This means if you don't know the trends in a proper way, you cannot address many questions. So two, and both are the big advantages. One, for proper understanding of the topic, and two, for addressing specific types of question related to that topic. Now I elaborate upon this through one simple example, because through example you can understand it better, right? You can also choose any example if you want. Simple, what you all can understand. Suppose Indus Valley Civilization. Okay? Must have read. I think when you start history, you start with Indus Valley Civilization. Is it so? Right. So the topic we have chosen is Indus Valley Civilization. All right? Now, what is the trend here? Trend here is now explaining on the board. And a few more things I want to tell you. That the trend involves timeline. Trend involves chronology. Trend involves elements of changes and continuity. And elements of changes and continuity constitute a hallmark of history. All right? Now I'm explaining this through a simple diagram so that you can understand it better, what is trend and how it helps. All right? Now, take a look. Around 7,000 BC, see what I'm saying is, around 7,000 BC, there existed some farming communities in northwest of India. Okay? The earliest evidence comes from a site that is known as Mehergarh. Maybe you are aware. These farming communities represent early Neolithic cultures in northwest. So what I'm saying is, in northwest of India, there existed certain farming communities. FC means farming communities. These farming communities evolved. There took place cultural evolution, and by this time, roughly 3200 BC to about 2600 BC, in this period, these farming communities evolved, developed more, and here we find in this period a cultural tradition coming into being. That cultural tradition was much more developed than this cultural tradition. And this cultural tradition given the name Early Harappan. Then what happened? There took place cultural evolution in this cultural tradition, what we call early Harappan in history. This means early Harappan evolved further. And early Harappan evolved further and gave birth to what we call Indus Valley civilization, that is around this period, 2600 BC to about 1900, 1800 BC. This phase is given the name matured Harappan. Matured Harappan. All right? In fact, this matured Harappan represent what you call Indus Valley civilization. So this was not a cultural pattern, this was civilization. Whereas this was a cultural pattern, early Harappan was a cultural pattern. There's a basic difference between culture and civilization, no need to know right now. Because my whole focus is to make you understand trend is what. And then, by this time, 1900, 1800 BC, matured Harappan declined. I mean, fall of the civilization. Civilization came to an end. But what came to an end was the urban manifestation of the civilization. Urban features. One characteristic feature of civilization is urbanization also. So urban features came to an end. But other cultural features continued beyond this, and they remained into existence till about 1400 BC. This phase is given the name late Harappan. See what I have shown here. I'm very precise, in fact. In the regular classes, the same thing I will be discussing in about half an hour, 45 minutes. But right now, my aim is to give the idea. See what idea I have given you. The idea what I have given you is the topic Indus Valley civilization represent a big event that took place here. Sometimes we use the term Harappan event. Sometimes we say Harappan event was a civilization. All right? Overall trend is what? Overall trend is that the roots of this civilization are here in the farming communities in northwest about 7000 BC. And these farming communities evolved gradually, entered a new cultural phase, what is given the name early Harappan. And early Harappan cultural phase evolved further, entered a new phase, what we call matured Harappan, that is Indus Valley civilization. Eventually the civilization came to an end, and end simply means end of the urban phase of the civilization. Sometimes we say civilization continued after 1900, 1800 BC beyond urban manifestation. Means urban features came to an end, other features continued, like some pottery, some tools, etc., etc. And this cultural tradition, given the name late Harappan. So this is post-urban phase of Indus Valley civilization. And this is urban phase. Eventually you have come to know about the three phases: early Harappan, matured Harappan, late Harappan, and the roots. This is trend. If you study Indus Valley civilization, rather I would say, if you prepare Indus Valley civilization for Civil Services Exam, history optional subject, you have to focus on this trend. I'm precise right now, so I finish this in 5 minutes. As I have said, in regular classes it will take 1 hour, 2 hours even. And then the two advantages, what I have said. One, it will help you understand the topic Indus Valley Civilization very well. And second advantage, that is the bigger advantage, it will help you address questions in the exam. You may have a question, evolution of matured Harappan. Evolution of matured Harappan you cannot write without understanding this. You may have a question, Indus Valley Civilization was a product of a long cultural evolution. You cannot answer this without understanding this trend. You may have a question on early Harappan. You may have a question on late Harappan. I hope you are getting my point. In any case, you are supposed to know the trend very well. This is one small example of a popular topic in the Valley Civilization, and this is everywhere, almost in all the topics in history, trend is there. But you will see that there are many, they don't focus on this because they are ignorant about this. They don't have this idea that trend has to be focused and how this helps. They study it straightway. Rise of Indus Valley Civilization, decline of Indus Valley Civilization, urban features of Indus Valley Civilization, town planning, etc., etc. The first thing that has to be focused in this topic is trend. I mean this way. The moment this is completed, of course it will take 1 hour, 2 hours, then you have a broad understanding of the whole topic in Indus Valley Civilization in chronological fashion. And chronology is very important in history, you know. Then you become comfortable in handling many issues that could occur from here. This is what I call trend. I hope you get the point. And as I have said, this is involved in almost all the topics. Any topic you choose, this is there. So first thing, first pillar of brilliant preparation, what I call, is focus on trends. Any topic you pick up, focus on trend. You pick up the revolt of 1857, first focus on trend, because the revolt of 1857 represent an event. You choose Nazism in Germany, first you should focus on trend. You choose fascism in Italy, you should focus on trend. You choose even Mahatma Gandhi, you should focus on trend of his leadership. I hope you get my point. And as I have said, that every topic, almost every topic, represent an event. So trend is there. So there might be a big event, and there are many smaller events also, but trends are involved. Is it fine? This is pillar number 1. Do you get it? Idea is very clear. In fact, my aim is to give you this idea. So first pillar on which is based brilliant preparation so that we can get 300 plus marks is focus on trend. The second pillar is issues for exam. This is what I was discussing before we started. I was discussing with some of you, and in fact he raised the issue. I was asking, what is the major challenge you are facing in your preparation before we started this session? So I was discussing this. He told me one thing, that one problem what he is facing is that reading the same thing over and over again, becoming monotonous, doesn't know how to move beyond, what to do next. I have said that no, this is not the case. Right now you are preparing without being awakened to the standard of the question. I've also said, history is there in the curriculum of many exams. It doesn't mean you will prepare history in the same way everywhere. The standard of history here, for that matter, standard of any subject here, polity, governance, economy, science, everything is very high and complex. So you will have to get awakened to this complexity of the question, of the subject. You have to get awakened to the standard of the questions. You have to get awakened to the pattern of the question, the nature of the question, and then you have to prepare. Then this is true preparation. If you prepare a straight way, without being awakened to the idea that what types of questions are occurring and what types of questions would occur in future, you are preparing in dark. You are just throwing arrows in dark. It may hit, most of the time it will not hit. I hope you are getting my point. This issue is related to pillar number 2, issues for the exam. Say, in every subject, but we are talking about history optional. So in history optional subject, there are many topics, simple. Some topics are big, some topics are small. But in both the types, many issues are involved. The moment you consider any topic, in history optional subject, many issues get involved. All the issues are to be classified into 2 categories. I'm slow, I'm explaining in a very slow manner so that you get everything very minutely, because I'm going slightly technical also in order to awaken you how to get 300 plus marks. Because if we have to discuss this, how to get 300 plus marks, I'm supposed to be slightly technical, but I'm taking simple example, right? So any topic, big or small, issues are there. All the issues can be, I have said, classified into 2 categories. Category 1 is general issues. All right. Category 2 is specific issues. You can call general issues as traditional issues also, basic issues also, sometimes even conventional issues. You can call specific issues as non-conventional issues, non-traditional issues. All right? Most of the question, assume this is topic 1 or topic A of the syllabus. If question have to occur from topic A in the exam, 95% chances are there that those questions would be from category 2. 95% chances that those questions would be from the issues that fall under category 2, that is specific. Only 5% chance is there that would be from the general or basic issues. Through this, what I want to say is, your whole focus should be on category 2. It doesn't mean you don't have to do category 1. You have to do category 1 also. But that is very simple also. Category 1 you will finish, suppose topic A. Category 1 related to topic A you can finish in 2 hours. But category 2 might take 4, 5, 6 hours. Because that is slightly complex, tricky, of higher level, of higher standard. You will find that most of the aspirants, their focus is category 1. When you raise your question, now you might be getting the answer better. Your focus is also category 1, and that is the reason You are finishing it, then again repeating, again repeating, again repeating, getting bored. What to do next? Because your whole focus is general. You do it, this is somewhat like basic. How do you do it? Will you doing also in the class? In every topic, you will doing all the category 1 issues also. This for better understanding and all basics. But after that, you are supposed to shift to category 2. And eventually, your whole focus should be on category 2 because you have to write brilliant answers in the exam. I've said you don't have to study history optional subject here. You have to prepare history optional subject here in a brilliant way. That simply means in tune with the demand of the questions. So most of the question occur from here. So why to focus on this? In general, what I find that people start with this, they end with this. Because they are ignorant, they are not aware of category 2. This awareness is very, very important. This is what I call issues for exam. Because see here, in fact, you have to qualify the exam. Simple. So you have to focus on those issues that will occur as a question in exam. So in a simple way, we can call it issues for exam. Let's take one simple example here also, in order to understand it better, okay? Indian national movement, all of you must be aware of, all of you study, right? Even in school days you have studied this, right? The example we have chosen is Indian national movement, right? Indian national movement refers to the movement that began in 1885 and ends in 1947, right? It begins with the foundation of Indian National Congress and ends with freedom of India and partition of India. Simple. What is category 1 issues? Now consider issues here. Many issues are involved. A large number of issues are involved. Let's consider first category 1 issues, what people normally prepare. So they begin with the foundation of Indian National Congress. And they move forward chronologically this way. Study all the events here. Finally reach 1947, the year when we became free and we got partitioned as well. This involves many events in between, like rise of moderates, extremists, Surat split, Swadesi movement, non-cooperation movement, etc., etc. All right? Many leaders are also involved. This is the way normally people prepare. I think you have also tried this way maybe. And this is the way things are taught also. This is fine. But this is just general, traditional, basic. 5% chance is there. There might be some question in the exam. Sometimes simple question is there, sometimes. But what about the 95%? That is not from here. You will have to shift to category 2. Now I'm shifting to category 2. Category 2 issues with respect to Indian national movement. There is a long list. I present some here. Okay? Socio-economic cultural dimension of Indian national movement. 1. 2. Constitutional issues involved in Indian national movement. 3. Ideological transformation. In Indian national movement. 4. World view. Of Indian national movement. 5. Role of youth in Indian national movement. 6. Role of capitalist, that is Indian capitalist, in Indian national movement. 7. Indian national movement and Praja Mandal movement. 8. Impact on outside world. That means impact of Indian national movement on outside world. 9. Role of foreigners in Indian national movement. Role of labor in Indian national movement. Role of peasant in Indian national movement. Rightist and leftist in Indian national movement. I hope you get my point, what I want to say. I've not presented all. I want to give you the idea, see. Indian national movement is a topic, right? Issues, 2 categories. Category 1, that approaches foundation of INC to freedom, moving chronologically, incorporating leaders, events and all. This is basic. If you do this, there is hardly any chance that you have question in exam and you can answer well. Of course you have to do this, but incorporating category 2 issues. What happens, all of a sudden there you find, the question is, throw light on the socio-economic cultural dimensions of Indian national movement. So you get confused. Why? Because your study is this. This way 4 issues are presented here, a few more, a few more. This list is also long. This is related to a specific leader also. This is related to a specific event also. For example, what I want to say, in the course of this development, you find the role of many leaders. You find the role of Jawaharlal Nehru. So knowing Jawaharlal Nehru in general, he played a role, this is not important. We'll have to be very specific here. Like, suppose leftist vision of Jawaharlal Nehru or Nehruvian socialism. What was Nehruvian socialism? Like Nehru, Gandhi, ideological conflict. I hope you are getting my point what I'm saying. Jawaharlal Nehru, not in general, being specific about Jawaharlal Nehru, perceiving the standard of the exam. If you consider event also, we'll have to be specific. Suppose Quit India movement, for example. Not in general, Quit India movement, what causes and what happens, significant, not this. But this way, question never occurs. We'll have to be specific, like phases of Quit India movement. Phases of Quit India movement. Or you can call changing trends in the Quit India movement. Changing nature of Quit India movement. Simply, nature of Quit India movement. I hope you get my point, what I want to say. So when you shift towards like phases of Quit India movement, you shift to category 2. When you shift towards leftist vision of Jawaharlal Nehru or Nehruvian socialism, you shift towards category 2. If you do in general, that is category 1. And this is applicable to all topics. Take a look here. Issues for exam. Topic we have discussed in brief is Indian national movement. This way, many topics are there. In every topic, this approach you will have to follow. This means your whole focus should be on this. And if we keep on working on category 1, we can never qualify. Why? Because the most of the questions would be beyond our reach. We have to prepare in such a way so that most of the question we answer in a good way. And that is possible when from the very beginning, when you start your preparation, from the very beginning, your focus should be category 2 issues. If you prepare Indus Valley Civilization, there also focus should be category 2 issues, not category 1, general issues. You prepare Vedic culture, focus should be category 2 issues. You prepare Revolt of 1857, focus should be category 2 issues. This is second pillar. If you do it very properly, this simply means you start feeling very comfortable in handling questions. I hope you get the idea of category 2 through one example. Let's move on to category 3. Pillar number 3. And pillar number 3 is PYQs. PYQs stand for past year questions. Proper idea of PYQ, that I should say, a study of PYQ, working on PYQ, this is important in all the optional subjects, all sections of GS. But this is still more important in history. Why? Because history is the only subject where current issues are not involved. Maybe you are aware. History is what, in fact? History is record of past events, what has happened. No current dimension is involved. This makes the nature of history somewhat static. Nothing new can occur. Nothing new can happen here. For example, Indus Valley civilization, for example, Vedic culture, Mauryas, Akbar, Babur, Hitler, Mahatma Gandhi, whatever. Things have happened. We have to study them. All right? Current dimension is not there. Since current dimension is not there, so nature becomes somewhat static. Then what happens? There's a limited scope because the exam has been going on for many decades. Assume this represents the total syllabus of history optional subject. This is total, right? Since current dimension is absent, if current is there, in all the subjects you will find current is there, pol science current is there, sociology current is there, everywhere current is there, GS, almost everywhere current is excepting history. So if current is there, then what happens? New issues emerge. And those issues we have to add here. We have to connect. So this keeps on expanding every year. You have to study newspapers, magazines, you have to add those things. In history, everything is fixed. Since everything is fixed and syllabus is defined, an exam has been on for the last many decades. So many questions they have put in the exam, and they have put question on almost all the relevant standard themes. You get my logic? So if you have a look at PYQ very properly, it helps a lot. So much so that you will find that even a specific statement that occurred as a question in 1990, the same statement occurred as a question after 3-4 years. The same statement I am saying, a statement, the same occurred as a question after 4 years, same occurred as a question after 5 years. A lot of repetitions, so there is a big advantage. So this focus becomes highly advantageous in history optional subject. Your focus should be 1990 to 2023. This period. Even you go before that, no problem. Going through the question papers, developing the feel. What is the standard? What is the pattern? How typical is the question? How easy? How difficult? What kind of statements occurring as question? What kind of repetitions you find? You can prepare a list of yourself. What are some typical questions where you don't find repetition? You can exclude them, but that will never occur as a question. So 1990 to 2023, these many years PYQs, this become a very strong base for your preparation for history optional subject. This is the best model for answer writing as well. I don't think there is any need to take question from the market or test series question. This is the best model. And particularly 2013 to 2023, because in trend you find certain changes there from time to time. So the trend what began around 2013, that is still there. So the PYQs of these, 10 years is still more important. This study helps you how? You come to know about the issues, standard issues for the exam. Suppose one issue occurring as a question here. You'll find same issue occurring as a question in 94 also. Same in 2000. Same in 2005. Because syllabus is fixed. Current dimension is not there. So what is the scope to put question? The scope becomes limited in history. In other subject, the scope is not limited because of this. And that is the reason I am saying. Even statements have repetitions in the questions, particularly in the second paper, Modern Indian History and Modern World History. So you have to give time to it. You have to be well aware of the pattern, trained, a standard, and this will help you follow the right line. Because our final aim is what? Final aim is to answer those questions in the exam in a brilliant way. That's it. Sometimes we say, you know history, it is okay. You don't know history, it is all right. But you just go and answer all the 5 questions brilliantly, you qualify. So essence is this. Essence, you will find that there are many people, they have done history honors, masters, even NET and all, JRF, and they have failed to get very good marks in history. They know a lot of history. Then you will find there are many people, they are engineers, commerce background. They have obtained 300 plus marks, just studying 1 year roughly. Why? Simple. They have worked in a brilliant way. They are focused on trained. They are focused on category 2 issues. They became awakened to category 2 issues. They have worked on PY to write brilliant answers than those who have done masters in history, because though that person knows a lot of history, but not that what occurs as a question. That is general. You get my logic, I think, right? So PYQ will help you in history in a big way. This is the pillar number turn. Pillar number 4 is answer format or answer writing. You are all aware of this answer. Writing is important in every section, in history as well. But I want to tell you something here. Answer writing has 2 basic purposes. Normally, aspirant think the purpose is to write within time. No. There is one purpose. There are 2 purposes. Purpose 1 here is to write a highly technical answer. I will explain what does it mean. Optional subject is a test of knowledge. You have to display your knowledge of history here. Only then answer becomes technical answer. I will explain it further. And second purpose is time management. That means within given time, you write all answers. 3 hours given, 5 answers you have to write. You should be in a position to write 5 within 3 hours. This is time management. This is not a serious issue. This is not a big issue. This is simple. This you can improve through practice. Putting a clock before you and managing time. Writing once, twice, thrice. So people improve this. So I don't consider this as a serious issue. Serious issue is writing highly technical answer, because here the marking pattern is very tough. You will have to write very good answer, highly technical answer to get very good marks. It doesn't mean you write anything, you will get marks. Only in universities, what happened? You used to write pages after pages. And then outside you had discussion, who wrote how many pages? Someone saying, I have written 40 pages, some saying written 25 pages. But here this is not the case. A space is given. You cannot write 40 pages as such. All right, you must be knowing. And even word limit is also there in many cases. What is important is the quality, not quantity here. In history, highly technical answer means what? The answer where adequate information is there. Adequate information, related to the issue, the theme in the question. Sources wherever required are mentioned, like Arthashastra, Upanishad, Abul Fazl, Akbarnama, etc., etc. Third, historiography wherever required, relevant. To be included. 5, some innovative, creative diagrams. If you can draw anywhere, that should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4 makes an answer, highly technical answer. This means your answer should not be basic, general. It should not be a story-like. And don't think you will write anything, you will get some marks as in universities. No, this will not happen. Maybe you get 0 also. So you will have to write highly technical answer. I have said, optional subject is a test of knowledge. So greater display of the knowledge, greater marks. And greater display how? In history optional, greater display is possible through 1, adequate information related to the issue. Sources to be mentioned properly, historiography wherever relevant to be mentioned, and some creative diagram should be also there. Your first objective in answer writing should be this. First you work on writing highly technical answer. You write 1, get evaluated, second, get evaluated, third, fourth, fifth. It will take some time. Eventually you will feel that you are in a position to write highly technical answer in all sections of history. When this objective is fulfilled, then you shift to this, time management. And best model is PYQ. It's not necessary that you try this in 3 hours. Start with even one question. Calculate the time, that one answer you have to write in 10 minutes. Within 3 hours. So try to write one in 10 minutes. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times, you will improve. Then shift to suppose 2 answers in 20 minutes. Then 3 in 30. Then suppose 1.5 hours, half of the question you solve. Once, twice, thrice. Then full, 3 hours, all. And best model is PYQ. Suppose you pick up 2013 question. Paper 1, paper 2. Paper 1, solve in 3 hours. Paper 2, solve in 3 hours. At the end. But I think even in one question you succeed, and eventually half of the question paper you succeed, this means you will succeed in full. Take it for granted. This is basically your work. This is basically your work. So first, this objective has to be fulfilled. It will take more time. Because this depends on knowledge. You will have to gain knowledge, all relevant knowledge, adequate knowledge on every issues and every themes, topics. And gradually, you will feel that you are in a position to write highly technical. And highly technical answer means that answer should fetch 6 to 7 marks out of 10. This means you will get 300 plus. all right? And then shift to this. Let's take one simple example to understand highly technical answer, right? Simple, what everyone, Delhi Sultanate, okay? Delhi Sultanate. Example is Delhi Sultanate architectures. DS, Delhi Sultanate architecture. Many times questions have occurred on Delhi Sultanate architecture. All right? The general way of writing, what most of the candidates what follow and then not get good marks is that their focus is the general trend. Delhi Sultanate, you must be knowing, ruled by many dynasties, first early Turks, then Khaljis, then Tughlaq, Sayyids, Lodhis. So they write general trends, different structures, buildings, monuments, who built where. This is the general way of writing. And in between some features. So general trend, one. General trend, two. Some features. And who built plus what. Maybe you also think that this is the way to write. So general trend of the development of architecture over the period of these 5 dynasties, and some features here and there, and what buildings, what monuments, where, who built. This is a normal trend. This is a general, this is not highly technical answer. This is general answer, basic answer. In this we should expect 2 out of 10 or 2, 3 out of 10. It's a poor marking. 2, 3 out of 10, if this is the way we get the marks, we'll end up getting around 200. Our focus should be 6, 7 out of 10. For that, this answer has to be converted into a highly technical answer. Though certain things may be technical for you, you may not understand, but at least you will get the feel that technical is what, right? Delhi Sultanate architecture. Highly technical answer would be what? First, you have to write the arcuate aspect of the architecture. Arcuate refers to a style or technology of building or architecture that is based on arches. If the building is based on arches, this building is not based on arches. This building is based on pillars and beams. This is what we call trabeate. So arcuate aspect. Arcuate aspect means arch, dome, and minarets. We will define them, arcuate aspect. Second is trabeate aspect. Trabeate building is a building based on pillars, beams, and lintels. This is trabeate building. So trabeate aspect means pillars, lintel, this means the architecture of Delhi Sultanate represent both. This is a blend. This is a blend of arcuate and trabeate. Arcuate entered from outside, from Islamic world, and trabeate was what was existing in India. And because of this, this is generally known as Indo-Islamic. So result of this becomes Indo-Islamic architecture. Indo, what was existing in India, and Islamic, what entered from Islamic world. And when you write this, you write in a technical way. I mean, arch is what is the role it plays, dome is what, pillar, lintel, how we find the combination, this kind of in technical way. After this, you have to shift to trends, shifting trends, changing trends. Changing trends means what? Over the period of the 5 dynasties. Changing trends means early Turks to Khaljis to Tughlaqs to Sayyids and Lodhis. Changing trend means changing trend of 1 and 2, or Indo-Islamic changing trend. With features, this involves features as well. Features during the early Turks, feature during the Khaljis, feature under the Tughlaqs, features under Sayyid and Lodhis. And here also you have to be technical. See, I'm repeatedly using the word technical. I think you're getting some idea of the technical, right? I elaborate it slightly. For example, dome, right? Dome you all understand. The upper part of the building. This is the roof of the building. The round roof is dome. This is not dome, this is flat roof. Okay? Writing round roof is a feature of Delhi Sultanate architecture is general. This is not technical. Technical is what I'm showing. Technical is when you write that during early Turks, the dome was not true dome. Not true dome. I'm not defining this, will take a lot of time. Just give me the idea. Technical is what? Domes were not true dome. They were sham domes. And plus domes were half domes. What is also known as quarter circle dome. I'm not explaining. I'm just giving you the idea. Technical is what? Then we find there was a change. Under the Khaljis, dome became true dome. The first example of true dome under the Khaljis. But half dome continued, what we call quarter circle dome, 1/4 circle dome. Then under Tughlaqs, true dome feature continued, and a new feature is visible, what we call pointed kind of dome. And I have already said, wherever required, you can make some diagrams also. I will give you that idea also. Then under Sayyids and Lodhis, this is very important period in the evolution of dome. Under Sayyids and Lodhis, what we find? True dome continued, besides many new features emerged. One, use of drum. Use of drum in making dome. It makes dome higher. Then, what was half dome, it became full dome. Full dome is half circle dome. And there emerged again a new feature during this, that is double dome. Double dome. So what I have said, true dome technology continued. There emerged new features, drum. Another new feature, full dome, that is half circle dome, this is a bigger dome. And double dome means inner dome, outer dome. With some diagrams. I'm showing diagram also to give you that technical is what. Say, quarter circle dome, 1/4 circle dome is what? This is a circle. This is half. Okay? This is quarter. You think this is quarter circle? Construct dome here. Here. I mean, this is the dome. I'm removing the rest. And since this is dome, when you are inside, and this is the building, when you are inside here, this is your roof. This dome is half dome. This is a flat, low height dome. Whereas the full dome is, I have said, half circle dome. Take a look. This is a circle, half circle. To construct dome here. Now I'm removing the rest. I hope you are getting. Is it okay? Don't you think this dome and this dome is different? This is full dome. This is emerged under Sayers and Lodis. Before that, the domes were half dome. This is a quarter circle dome. This is half circle dome. You are getting the meaning technically still more. You think, do we write like this? No. But those who are getting 300 plus, they are writing like this. Highly technical answer, not general. Here, this is one example of technical answer. I mean, taking the example of dome. Same is applicable to arch. Same is applicable to minarets. Same is applicable to ornamentation. Same is applicable to pillars, lintel, everything. And here, I have said the technical answer is one, arcuate aspect. So you have to be technical here also, here also, here also, here, here with the sketches, diagrams wherever possible. 3, changing trends. I've shown the changing trend of dome. You have to write changing trend of arch, changing trend of everything. So the 3. And the 4th is ornamentation aspect. Ornamentation is the decorative aspect of the building. You might be knowing, since it was a blend of arcuate, trabeate, that's why we call it Indo-Islamic. In ornamentation, we find blend. Certain Indian features, like use of lotus, use of bell, elephant, swan, and many Islamic features, calligraphy, floral designs, geometrical designs, arabesque, etc., etc. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And where to write examples of buildings and who built? When you write these things, there itself you can write the example. Example you can write in 3, changing trends with example, ornamentation with example. So all examples are included also. There is no need to write it separately who built where. This kind of answer becomes highly technical. And some glimpses of technical related to this I've given here, like dome. Technical means what? Under dome, technical means what? Similarly, you can show suppose double dome. So you have to be technical here. Double dome, so what? So double dome is this. When dome became full dome, it became very big. And when dome becomes very big, suppose dome becomes like this. So when you are inside, when you are here, inside the building, this is your roof. Roof becomes higher, higher, higher. So internal harmony is lost, destroyed. In order to maintain internal harmony, one more dome is constructed inside. That is this. This is inner dome. This is outer dome. When you are inside the building, this is your roof. When you are outside, this is the dome visible. So internal harmony is maintained. It becomes majestic as well. This is double dome technology. Explaining this way, it becomes technical. I think I've explained in brief, technical means what. And this is everywhere. This is everywhere. This is just one example I have taken. Delhi Sultanate architecture. This is the normally what people write. We cannot expect more than 2, 3 out of 10. You are supposed to write this way. Here we can expect 6 to 7 out of 10. But how this I have explained in brief. This is the approach you have to follow in all answers. Writing in a very basic way, very general way, will not fetch you good marks. I've said quality is more important. Even those things, what you write normally, write in many pages, you won't be getting very good marks. But these things, if you can summarize in even 2 pages, you will get very good marks because this shows display of your knowledge. I have said, often is a test of knowledge. And examiners are all history professors. They are looking for the knowledge, and this shows that you have a great knowledge of Delhi Sultanate architecture, and you know it very technically. All right? Now, coming to the same answer format, I have said, first is a serious challenge. First is more important thing. But I have seen people normally focusing on this. They are writing test series, and through test series they think they will be managing time and improve also. Through test series you cannot improve. Try to understand this logically. Do you think through test series you can improve this part? No. You keep on writing the answer of Delhi Sultanate, keep on writing, write thousands of times, but it will not improve till you have the idea what to write and till you have the knowledge. If you know quarter dome and you know half circle dome, you know half dome, double dome, full dome, different kinds of arches, horseshoe arches, four-centered arches in grade, only then you can incorporate them in the answer. Just writing will not help you. So I think this is also erroneous view that just through writing test series you will improve. My perception is, I think I am correct, first you improve your knowledge. You improve your knowledge, and that will take some time. Maybe your whole 1 year of preparation, GS history simultaneously. So in 1 year or during the course, 6 months, you improve your knowledge. Then you shift to writing test series or whatever, or at home. And that is for this. So this is one pillar, that is answer formatting, answer writing. Your whole focus is this. And after that, the next pillar is map. You might be knowing that in history, there is one question, that is question number 1 in paper 1, that is compulsory, and that is on map. 20 sites are given, right? And this carries 50 marks. You have to identify the site, and you have to write a short note on that. And this is very scoring. So this is also one pillar that you should focus on this. Normally I have seen that people work on map towards the end. They separate 7 days, 10 days, 15 days for map towards the end, before the main examination. This is not the right way. This has to be worked upon in a process. In the classes, we keep on working on map for 2-3 months. Because if you don't do in a process over a long period of time, you won't have perfection and accuracy. So for perfection and accuracy, it is important this to be done in a process, not as an event, like separating 10 days, 15 days, you work on that. With respect to map, the first requirement is the sites selection. What does it mean? There are thousands of sites. You cannot work on them, all of them, and is not required as well. You have to select the relevant, as I have said, you have to focus on category 2 issues. Same way here also. That among thousands of sites, what sites? That is around 300, I think. About 300 sites, if you work, you become comfortable. So first is site selection. Then second is working on the location. It needs some practice. Third is writing short notes. This also needs practice. So first requirement is site selection, about 300 among 1,000, and then 2 and 3 together over a long period of time. This is what I've said. In the classes, we cover this over the period of 2-3 months. Every now and then discussing map in the class, giving ideas. And I keep on telling the student, at least cover 2-3 sites every day. It will hardly take any time. 2 sites today, tomorrow 3 sites again. So over 2-3 months, we'll covering many sites with accuracy. Because if you do in 5 days, 10 days, you are in a hurry. It's difficult to attain accuracy also. And 20, I have said, 20 questions are there. This means 20 sites are there. You have to locate, identify, and you have to write short notes. Out of 20, if you prepare in a reasonable manner, I think about 15, you will be comfortable. And if you're comfortable in handling about 15, it's a brilliant performance. It may not be possible. 20 out of 20, all you know and all you identify properly and write short notes, it won't be possible, but 15 is a very good performance. But sometimes, if luck is also favorable, maybe more than 50. And here we can score very high marks. 2.5 marks in one site. I mean, identifying and writing short notes. So 15 means 15 into 2.5. Many a time I have seen some students working still more properly on this. They attempted even 17, 18. So they claim that maybe they have obtained here 40, 42, 45 marks. So it's because of its nature. It's simple. If you do in a process, it's simple. If you do in one go, then it's difficult. So maybe even one site, one day. Think of this, one site, one day. So 1 year, how many sites you understand? In 1 year, you cover all. Even doing one site, one day. With accuracy, then you are doing. After that, revision. This is what I suggest and this is what we follow in the class. So this is the last pillar. So 5 pillars are, number 1, the trained. Second one is issues for the exam. Third is PYQ. Fourth is answer writing, formatting, and 5 is math. So these are the 5 pillars on which brilliant preparation revolve around. Now what I want to say, from the very beginning, in the classes what all we do, from the very beginning, we start following all these 5. Of course, the 5th one we start when we start ancient Indian history. So 5th one is related to that. But the rest we start following. And pattern is what? Pattern is this. The moment we start a topic, suppose we start the topic Indus Valley Civilization, okay? We focus on the trend. We discuss the trend very properly, giving full time. We focus on all the concept terms involved there. Then we shift to basic issues. What are the basic issues on which question normally do not occur? And finally, we shift to the issues which are very, very important for the exam. We keep on discussing them. We give notes on them. The moment Indus Valley Civilization topic is over, then I provide PYQ, all the PYQ related to Indus Valley Civilization, 1990 onwards. All right? In the soft copy form. Then we start discussing them in the class. What kind of discussion? How to write technical answer here. The way Delhi Sultanate architecture I have discussed. So discuss one question, second, third, fourth. Then people start getting idea that highly technical answer for 6, 7 marks is what? After that, I give them the choice. Now all can I start writing. Write, show me. But writing what? PYQs. Writing answer, showing me, getting evaluated. Writing, getting evaluated. Writing. This means the moment we finish first topic in the class, we start answer writing. And this continues. Second topic, same way, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, till the end of the course. So the plan here is, the moment the course is over, you become expert in answer writing also. After that, test series and all is your choice. And I find there are many people, they're not interested in that. But by the time in 6 months the course is over, they feel they've become, very comfortable in handling any kind of issue, what can occur in the exam. They're writing brilliant answers, they're getting 6, 7 out of 10. So they focus more on just sitting at home and revision. Because revision is important, you have to remember all that. Suppose you know every type of dome, but in order to produce that in the exam, you have to remember them, half, full, one-fourth, everything. So proper revision is also required. So before the exam, they sit and revise. Is it okay? So this is all about today's session. And at the end, I have mentioned my email address. If you have any query, any question, any doubt, any help you want, you can use this, mentioning the reference of the class. Is there any question online? Any specific? No specific, no? Okay. Pillar number 2. So one question is from the online participant. You have noted it down? You can take the snap also. Okay? So pillar number 2 is pillar number 1 is trend and pillar number 2 is issues for exam. So under this, and this is very important pillar under this I have said that every topic has many issues. We can categorize them. General issues, specific issues. Most of the questions occur from specific issues. So we should focus on specific issues. And in order to make it more intelligible, I've taken the example of INM. Indian National Movement is a topic, and Indian National Movement is normally covered like this. Indian National Movement, category 1 issues, starting from INC, ending 1947, working on some leaders, events and all. This way we cannot attempt the question that occur. Then I've given the example of category number 2. And category 2, some example like socio-economic cultural dimension of Indian National Movement, like constitutional issues in Indian National Movement, ideological transformation, worldview, youth in Indian National Movement, capitalist in Indian National Movement and Prajamandal Movement. This kind of a list I have provided to give the idea category 2 issues. And issues for exam simply means that what issues related to a topic could occur as a question. Because what will not occur as a question, why to work on them? Where is the time? Because what will occur as a question, there are also too many. So if we just focus on them, then we ensure that, okay, within 1 year we can prepare, maybe in the first attempt we stand a chance. Because almost all questions will occur from there. All right? Anything else you want to ask? Yes. Okay. So there is a question here from the class that in history is almost static, but sometimes some current issues are there in the newspapers like excavation of some site of Indus Valley civilization. So the point here is, but you are not supposed to incorporate in the preparation of history optional subject. At the most, if the excavation is very important and some very, very important discovery that throws a new light on the nature of Indus Valley civilization, at the most this could be a PT question. Preliminary exam, you may have a question. That's all. But I don't think that would be a question in the main examination. No such question has occurred. So if you find any current issue related to history, if it's very, very important, it may be a question in preliminary GS. That's it. Because here a standard is entirely different. And in case entirely new historiography emerges because of an excavation or discovery, throwing entirely new light on any event and all. So we incorporate that in the class. I mean, we will incorporate, because I will also come to know. Otherwise, in general, no. Never required. Anything else? Hmm. 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 Yes, so yes, I've got the question. So there is a question that in universities, I mean, while doing history, graduating with history, so in answer you tend to write the names of a scholars who says what. Many times this is related to historiography also. I've said, in technical answer, historiography is one important aspect. I've said this, right? But here, not everywhere, particularly where debate is there. So when debate is there, so you're supposed to write the views of different historians. For example, nature of revolt of 1857. Who says what? Because there is no conclusive view. Is it fine? I hope you're getting my point. Suppose nature of French Revolution, where his views are there. Nature of American Revolution. Was it political revolution? Was it social revolution? So where highly relevant historiography is there, you should mention. If this shows your knowledge. But not everywhere. Like in art and architecture, this is not required. Here. Here more focus should be on making it highly technical. But wherever you find that historiography is very relevant, sometimes we have a straight question on historiography also, like historiography of Indian nationalism, historiography of freedom, historiography of partition. This way you can expect question also. But even this is absent. If you have any question on rise of Indian nationalism, so I think the better way to write is in the light of historiography, rather than straight. Is it fine? Anything else? Yes, this is over now. I'm just entertaining if you have any question. That's all? Okay then, all the best.